A few months ago, the Las Vegas Raiders made a bold choice by selecting Brock Bowers, one of the most unique and talented players we've seen in recent years. Bowers, a former Georgia Bulldog tight end, has already started to impress in training camp. The first thing you notice about Bowers is his impressive size. Standing just under 6'4" inches and weighing over 240 pounds with nearly 33-inch arms, he is a formidable presence on the field. However, it's his athleticism that truly sets him apart. Bowers ran a 4.5-second 40-yard dash and has a vertical leap of over 40 inches. These athletic traits are evident in practice, where his speed and acceleration after catching the ball are highlighted. This level of agility and quickness is rare for a tight end, making him a special talent. Bowers' reliable hands are another standout feature. He hasn't dropped a single pass in Raiders camp so far, mirroring his performance at Georgia, where he was one of the most dependable pass catchers in the country for 3 straight years. Combining his size, athleticism, and sure hands, it's easy to see why Bowers is considered a generational talent. I must admit, I was surprised when the Raiders chose Bowers in the draft. In my mock drafts, I often had the Raiders picking a cornerback, quarterback, or offensive lineman. Given they selected Michael Mayer from Notre Dame early in the second round last year, I didn't expect them to draft another tight end so soon. But when a top 5 prospect like Bowers was available at number 13, the Raiders couldn't pass him up. Initially, Bowers' selection was one of the most surprising picks in the draft, second only to Michael Penix Jr. going to the Falcons. However, after thinking it over and considering the possibilities, I have become a big fan of this choice. Bowers isn't a typical tight end who stays in one spot on the field. At Georgia, he often lined up in the slot or even in the backfield, showcasing his versatility. With both Bowers and Mayer, the Raiders now have the potential for exciting 2 tight end sets. Bowers' unique skill set adds a dynamic element to the team's offense, and I believe he will make a significant impact from the start. I believe the Raiders' offensive staff, led by El Getsy, will use Brock Bowers in ways we haven't seen from an NFL tight end before. His unique skills could create significant mismatches for defenses and open up opportunities for other offensive players. Head coach Antonio Pierce and Bowers have hinted at what the offense might look like next season. Bowers mentioned that having 2 great tight ends makes it difficult for defenses to match up against both the pass and the run. Pierce elaborated, saying that both Bowers and Michael Mayer can do many things. They can line up in the slot, at wide receiver, or in traditional tight end positions. This flexibility forces defenses to make tough decisions about who to match up against them: linebackers, safeties, or cornerbacks. Having 2 of the best tight ends from college football in the last 4 years should create challenges for opponents and give the Raiders valuable practice reps. These 2 tight ends will also benefit the Raiders' running game. Last season, the Raiders ranked 29th in the league for plays run out of 12 personnel, 1 running back and 2 tight ends. I expect this to change, with the Raiders likely moving into the top 10 next season. This formation keeps defenses guessing because the Raiders can run a variety of plays: under center, shotgun, play action, drop back passes, or simply handoffs. Defenses will have a lot to process on every play. A big question is how much impact Bowers will have on the Raiders' win column in 2024. The team finished last season with an 8-9 record, experiencing many ups and downs. The early season struggles with head coach Josh McDaniels, who was eventually fired, were followed by a resurgence under interim coach Antonio Pierce. Pierce's leadership brought new energy, philosophy, and physicality to the team, leading to a strong second half of the season. This offseason, the Raiders made key additions to aim for a postseason return. The biggest signing was defensive tackle Christian Wilkins on a 4-year, $10 million deal. With these changes and the addition of Bowers, the Raiders are gearing up for an exciting and potentially successful 2024 season. The most crucial signing for the Raiders might be quarterback Gardner Minshew, who joined on a 2-year, $25 million deal from the Indianapolis Colts. This brings us to the heart of the Raiders' upcoming season: the quarterback position. There will be a fierce competition in training camp between Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, the second-year player from Purdue. This is likely to be one of the closest quarterback battles in the NFL this year. Last year, Thayer Munford had a breakout season in his second year. In the NFL draft, the Raiders made a smart move by picking Jackson Powers Johnson in the second round, one of the best value picks. He's expected to play right guard but can also fill in at left guard or center if needed. Overall, I really like the Raiders' offensive talent. The key will be whether Aiden O'Connell or Gardner Minshew can lead this unit to be a top 10 scoring offense next season. On defense, the Raiders should remain strong, just like last year, when they ranked 7th in points allowed per game. All their key starters are returning, and Christian Wilkins will strengthen their defensive line next to Max Crosby. There is a lot to like about this Raiders team, but the big question is whether they are good enough to make the playoffs or even go on a deep postseason run in 2024. Playing in the AFC West is always tough, with frequent matchups against the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best teams in the league. The Los Angeles Chargers are expected to improve with Jim Harbaugh coming over from Michigan, while the Denver Broncos might struggle, having lost significant talent and likely starting a rookie quarterback. The Raiders' schedule includes games against the AFC North and the NFC South. The AFC North is arguably the toughest division in football, with the Ravens, Browns, Steelers, and Bengals. Fortunately, the Raiders will face all these teams before Week 10, avoiding frigid temperatures later in the season. While the schedule isn't super tough, the Raiders will likely be on the edge of the playoff race. Their success will depend on whether O'Connell or Minshew can lead them deep into January. What do you think about Brock Bowers and his potential impact in 2024? Do you think he has a chance to surpass 1,000 yards as a rookie, or will he have a smaller role due to the Raiders' loaded offense? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new, drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.